Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is Vibrant Soul Tarot, and in today's pick a card reading we are going to be looking at everything career oriented, or everything that has to do with your career and finances. So first things first, I want to look at some predictions. Things that are going to be happening for you in your career or in your finances, as well as we're going to get plenty of guidance and advice for anything that you may need to know along the way, or I'm going to leave it kind of open to allow just anything to come up in regards to that topic. So if this is something that you are interested in, you have found the right video, and welcome. Let's go ahead and get into the pile selections here. We have these 3 piles to choose from. Starting right here, we have pile number 1 with this card, and we have this piece of orange calcite. For pile number 2, we have this citrine wand. And then for pile number 3, we have this green adventuring 4-leaf clover. So please take your time. If you do need more time, you're more than welcome to pause the video here. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your guys' convenience. And I can't wait to see you guys at your reading. Bye! Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose this card or if you chose the orange calcite crystal, whichever one, welcome. I'm glad you're here. This crystal has such a positive energy to it, doesn't it? It even has such a positive look to it. I feel like this is already a message in regards to your reading to kind of stay positive, as well as there may be some positive energy kind of flowing in for you, as well as I feel like this is in regards to maybe a specific passion of yours. So follow that passion, maybe follow that hint. And I think this is a message as well to keep a positive outlook in more of a long term. Because sometimes, you know, we kind of tend to change our outlook, or we get a little bit discouraged as time can go on. And I think this is coming to you to say, you know, to try to your best to keep a positive mindset, keep a positive outlook when it comes to your future, because positive things are going to be coming to you. So let's go ahead. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look and see the card you got. Then we're going to see some oracles that are pulled. And then we're going to be using the tarot to ask any more specific questions or get any more information about what it is that you may need to know at this time in regards to your career or your finances. So let's take a look. The card that you got is the New Moon card. And I love this. I feel like this is a perfect energy for this positivity right now, because this is you kind of... For some of you could be like in a assessment mode or reassessment mode, and this is a great time to set your intentions, to look at your goals, your long-term plans, and kind of make some sort of plan to the best of your abilities, because the new moon here represents a lot of potential. I feel like the new moon is also kind of like the number 0, which is again limitless potential. It's like almost like this is like something that you have in the palm of your hand, and I feel like it's almost as if like wherever you're willing to go with this is where it's going to go. How far you're willing to take this is how far it's going to go. The potential is there, the opportunity is there. Now it's like basically in your hands, and it's saying, and then the universe is saying, okay, like I'm here with you, I see you, this is a great plan, let's figure it out, let's, you know, maybe cross our T's, dot our I's, let's figure out what it is that we're gonna do and how we're gonna execute it, because there is a lot of possibility here. There's a lot of room for growth and a lot of room for development in this situation, which is great, because when we think of the new moon, it's a new moon cycle. It's a starting to the new lunar cycle. So basically this could be a fresh start for some of you. For some of you, this could even be something new that you've been wanting to start, or maybe for some of you, this is something that you have started and you're like, okay, I need to kind of reassess. I need to sit down and see, where am I going? Where is this gonna like be, and how much effort am I willing to put into this? Because I feel as though this new moon is coming in regards to say, what you put in, you will reap as well too. It's up to you. So let's go ahead and look at the other cards that we have for you. I think we're going to start at the bottom here. The next card we have is another new moon. So we have new moon in Aquarius, which is open up to change. This is saying that change is going to come here. I feel like there's going to be drastic change happening in your career or happening in your finances. But one of the things that I'm drawn to with this card is the fact that it is in Aquarius. I feel like you're being asked to kind of take a step back emotionally and maybe detach a bit. Either detach from the outcome or detach from like there's something here about your emotions and maybe being a little bit too, I guess it's kind of just what I was saying, being a little bit too attached to it. Let things kind of flow the way they're supposed to flow. Release control in certain aspects, because the universe does have your back here. There's a lot of channeling going on right now, and I'm hearing that this is something that is meant for you. This is something that you should be doing, or this is something that's going to be almost like a destiny kind of coming to you. So there's a need to kind of release control and allow yourself not to get too caught up in the minor things, as well as with this new moon in Aquarius. This is about you being an innovator. I feel like there's something very special and very unique when it comes to this, or at least when it comes to your perspective of this and what it is that you have to offer. So I feel like there's also a message here to let your true self shine. Be as unique as you feel like you can. And don't be afraid to be a little bit different. Don't be afraid to be a little bit out there. This is something that's going to benefit you. And also the fact that it is Aquarius, this could have something to do with collaborations as well as different types of communications. So don't be afraid of maybe collaborating with other people. Don't be afraid of using other resources as well. But the 11th house can be a house that brings a lot of people to you as well. And what I mean by that is that if this is something that you are setting out to do, or this is something that you are creating, this could have a big following eventually, or this could have a big following even now, whatever the case is. So that's kind of, I'm seeing like with the 11th house here, I'm just seeing like a lot of people, because it can represent the collective as well. So this is something that could benefit you and a lot of other people, or maybe this is something that you're kind of, it's like a service industry of some sort, and it doesn't even have to be like a service industry, but like it's kind of you're doing a service to the collective. Maybe the more heartfelt as well, and the more you're able to help other people, the more that you're actually going to benefit from it as well. So the more money or the more following you'll actually have here as well too. There's kind of like a selfless energy with this Aquarius at the same time, like, because Aquarius can be the humanitarians of the group as well, and this is something that could reach or affect a large group, a large mass of people. So if that's something that you've been wanting to do, know that that change is coming, and that's something that is going to happen here for you as well. So let's take a look at the next card. Ooh, we have Vesta with Hearth. I think it's Hearth. Yeah, I think that's how you say that, with the number 32. So the number 32 I'm already drawn to. It reduces to 5 in numerology, and that is a number of change as well too. So there's multiple messages that change is coming. Change will happen for you. Again, the same message to kind of release control and do what it is that you can, but let things flow. When we do, or when we are dealing with a lot of change, sometimes we like to control things, or we like to know, we want to have all the answers already. And especially with this new moon, with this like new moon being in potential type of energy, you're really being asked to open up to any kind of things. Even like it says, open up to change. Maybe if things kind of are going a little bit differently than you thought, just know that that's a part of the process, and you're still going to get to where you need to get. In fact, you're probably being moved and adjusted to get to where you're supposed to be. And also, this is an energy of really following that passion, really following that heart. I think that there's going to be some spark of inspiration coming to you. For some of you, you could already be feeling this, and you're really being guided to act along that inspiration. Of course, I always like to say, take inspired action. That's what leads us to especially where we're supposed to go. And sometimes it doesn't even make sense, but you're really being guided to follow that spark, follow that intuitive nudge is what I like to say. And I'm here, and I'm seeing the Page of Wands, which is definitely that following that inner spark, that inner voice, as well as it's leading you to a more enjoyable and a more fun type of energy. So if you kind of have been maybe feeling like a little bit serious about this, I think there's going to be an energy coming through to kind of lighten up, loosen up. We kind of were seeing that with that positive energy crystal here. And really, this is about you, creating something from the heart, following that inner passion, because it is guiding you. So if this is something that you've been kind of wanting to take the next steps on, or like because it is a new moon, or you've been wanting to do something a little bit differently or start over, this is definitely a yes from the universe, saying that this is from your inner guidance. This is something that you're meant to be doing. This is why you want to do it so bad, or this is why you feel such a magnetic pull towards this so bad. And I want to point out too, 5 can be a number of challenges, and especially the Aquarius card being here, this is a unique path to you. So this may be something that a lot of people around you don't see them doing, or this could be something that, you know, you may feel sometimes a little bit isolated with at the same time, because it could be something different, or at least maybe just different in the energies around you, or something that, or it could be different to you as well too, something that you're not quite used to. This is again, because the 5 can also be the number of challenges. So of course, when you're walking your own path, when you're finding your own way and you're following your own heart, it is going to come with its specific set of challenges. And these are exactly what's meant to be, because you're meant to overcome these challenges. And of course, nothing is ever, you know, rewarding without its set of challenges and obstacles. You're definitely going to get to the other side. And just know that these obstacles and challenges, it's not your intuition, or it's not the universe saying you're not supposed to do this, to stop, that maybe this isn't for you. In fact, I'm here to tell you that it's the exact opposite. You're supposed to keep going through any challenges or any kind of obstacles or opposition you may feel you're facing. Keep going, because once you get to the other side, it's gonna be good. You're gonna be where you want to be. And I think with this new moon, and because I keep, you know, referencing back to the energy of potential, that kind of energy of 0, I feel like there's an energy here of you have no idea like how far you can actually take this. This may go beyond your expectations as well. So keep that in mind too. All right, and the next card we have is another 5. So guys, this is 555 pile. This is a pile of change for sure. That's crazy. But we have the 3rd house with communication. So this could require some honest communication coming from you, as well as this could be something where communication is definitely vital. You're being asked to really work on your communication as much as you feel necessary, but open up to communication as well too. Not necessarily just working on your own communication, just maybe focusing on it. And also, I feel like there's an energy here too of like being open to feedback, of course, if it's in a positive way, or, you know, if this is like negative feedback or other people just trying to bring you down, do not listen to that. That's not feedback. That sounds like that could be jealousy, or that could be other people's limiting beliefs, because we have like almost like a limitless type of energy here with this potential. Don't let anyone else's limiting beliefs or anyone else's projections try to stop you or to get you down. But with this 3rd house and the fact that we have this Aquarius, for some of you, I'm getting this could be something in regards to social media, or this could be something just in regards to where you have a platform. You may be wanting to reach a lot of people. This is saying, again, that's what you know it is, and that's kind of what's meant to be. If that's not the case, then just be aware of what other people or the people around you are offering you at the same time. Because when we think about this 3rd house, we think about Gemini, and this can be our tight-knit family, this could be our siblings, and you know, the community. I feel like this is something that you're going to be branching out of. This is something that you're going to be expanding, because honestly, I feel like this is my personal take too, because the 3rd house and the 11th house can both kind of represent those things, but the 3rd house is more of like a closer knit, like in your own type of community, and the 11th house is like a lot of people. It's like, it could even be like worldwide, or, you know, just something really big, because it's the collective. As well as the 11th house can represent your friends as well too. So just be aware of how other people are influencing you, and do what you need to do. You know, like if there's other people that you feel are bringing you down, or they're distracting you, then this is kind of a call as well to not let them do that, or not take anyone else's advice too seriously if their advice goes against your own beliefs as well. And then But also I'm hearing too, communication could be very heightened at this time. So you could have a heightened sense of communication with this. This could be in development, or this could be something that you're already good at, is what I'm hearing as well too. So use your communication skills to your advantage. This is a positive aspect and not necessarily just a kind of warning type of energy here as well too, even though I think I made it seem like that. But don't worry, this is definitely something that's on your side, is your communication. You could be a great communicator, or you could just have a way of communicating things that makes people see it more clearly, or see something in a different light. You could have a great perspective to offer your community around you, and this is something again that is meant to be, or that's something that's on your side. So don't worry too much about things, is what I keep hearing as well. And then I think that's what keep this positive mindset. So let's see the last card. This card deck is known to have a little bit of nudity, so let me see it off camera. Oh, it's not too bad. We got a little butt cheek though, which is a shame, because there's images. Well, I can just tell you what it is, I guess, but there's images here that I kind of want to talk about, because this is very much telling to what we were talking about here, to kind of things that we've already said. So this is the card of perseverance. This is also the number 8 card in here, which when I think of the number 8, I think of the strength card in tarot, and the fact that it is perseverance does mean that you are going to have some strength required. And also when I think of the number 8, I think of abundance. And I also think of karma. I think of what you give out comes back to you. This is kind of what we were talking about with that new moon. So all the energy that you put out, whether that's just how far you're willing to take this, how much you're willing to work for it, and everything like that. Or maybe if it's just energetically energy as well too, like if you've been working on yourself, if you've been working on those limiting beliefs, if you've been working on those money wounds and things like that, all of that is going to come back to you in a new form, which will obviously be abundance and success in this endeavor of yours. But also what I wanted to talk about too is I love that this card, the imagery, there's someone and they're walking through this desert. There's a skull here which does represent death of the old self, and it represents transformation. So this is something that you are definitely guided to do. This is a road and a path that you're definitely guided to go down, kind of like what we were talking about earlier. It may not be the easiest path, but it's the one with the most growth, and it's the one with the greatest outcome. Because when we look on the other side of the desert, there's the sun. It looks like there's clouds for maybe rain, because the desert's dry. And there's a rainbow, which is all signifying that, again, at the end of this journey, it is going to be so worth it. And I feel like it's not the end of the journey for you. It's just you're getting to the other side. You're overcoming these challenges, you're overcoming these obstacles, and the other side is going to be very promising for you. Again, it's about you traveling through this and you sticking to it, because it's going to be so worth it. And there's a limitless potential here that we have. And 555 and all these fives that we're seeing too is a great omen for personal transformation, for changes, for overcoming things, and getting to that 6 number, which is that harmony, which is that balance, which is that everything kind of seeming to come into place for you as well too, which I do love that. The imagery on here that we were talking about as well is kind of the things, because we have at the base, on her booty, there is a snake wrapped around, which is again like the Kundalini energy, which is again about that potential that's lying dormant here. So a lot of this, I love all of the synchronicities that we have here as well too. But we're going to look into the tarot now to see if there's anything else that you may need to know. I want to ask some specific questions. Let's see. All right, so what are some things that pile 1 needs to be aware of with this spirit? We have the Wheel of Fortune. I freaking love this, especially with the reading that we've been doing already. One of the things that you need to be aware of this is fated. Okay, so if you've been doubting yourself, if you've been questioning this journey, if you've been wondering if this is for you, this is saying yes, this is for you. As well as another thing to be aware of is that luck and the wheel is always spinning. So if you felt like you have been in kind of some sort of dry desert when it comes to this, or if you've been wondering what it's going to be, just know that if it has been that way, your luck is changing. We have dice around this person's neck right here to indicate luck and to indicate taking that chance and rolling that dice and things ending up and working out in your favor. And I love that we have the wheel, because this is again about releasing control, letting things happen the way that they're meant to happen, letting things unfold naturally, and knowing that the universe is on your side. This can also be a card in regards to the universe saying like, it's okay, we got you, like we'll catch you if you fall, we'll help you to get back up, and your luck is going to change as well. You know that things aren't always what they seem. So if things have been seeming, with the new moon energy too, things can seem dark, because this is the time where the moon is quite literally all dark. Things can seem a little gloomy. Things can seem like, especially when you're looking in the future, they can seem so far away. And this card is, coming to say things can always change at any point in time. You're never stuck. What you see isn't always what you get, and it's not always the truth. So open up. Oh, I keep saying open up to change as well too, and I don't even mean to do that, but yes, again, open up to this change, allow things to unfold, and just know that nothing is going to last forever. So the tough times that you go through, these challenges, they're not going to last forever. Your luck is going to be changing. We saw that with this same card as well too, saying that changes are coming, changes are happening for you. What are some other things here about this that pile one should be aware of? Judgment. Wow. We got some powerful energy here for you as well too. This is answering the call. This is answering the call to this inner guide, this inner fire. This is you awakening into something and opening up to something that is, I think, quite literally bigger than you. Well, I was going to say bigger than you can imagine, but this is like bigger than just you. This is something on another level, as well as with the Judgment card coming through as well. Other people's judgments are none of your business. What other people say about you is none of your business, and it says everything to say about them. So if this is in some kind of light where other people can possibly be a little bit discouraging, or you can possibly get negative feedback, then just know that that's just them and that's not the truth. And this is about you seeing the truth for what it is, because the Judgment card is also a card of truth. This is like an aha moment. This is a wake-up call. This is a resurrection at times as well too. And with that being said, this is a journey that is your journey, and no one else can tell you what it is. No one else can tell you anything about yourself. As long as you know who you are and what you're here to do, even if you don't even have all the answers, you feel it. This is more like a guidance and a feeling, then you're going to be okay, and not letting anything or anyone tell you who you are as well. For some of you, if this is something that you are starting or restarting, or maybe you feel like you're kind of having to start from scratch, or you just, maybe for some of you don't know where to start, if I can offer you any advice from things that I've learned and other things, as well as this as well too, but other things where I've kind of started, it's unfortunate, but a lot of the times when you are new to something, or when you are starting something, you kind of have to be prepared for criticism, and you kind of have to be prepared for some people to tell you things that you don't want to hear. And so this is where that kind of message can come through as well too, to say that that's not true. Some people are going to tell you that you don't know what you're talking about. Some people are going to tell you that you're crazy, or you're insane for doing this, or whatever the case is. Just insert whatever that they would say, or maybe for some of you have said. And just know that at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be getting all the benefits from this, and I feel like you're the one at the end of the day that's going to be laughing, like most likely laughing all the way to the bank. You have the Hierophant as well too, so there is an energy of staying committed, staying the path, even if it feels like, oh, I love this, because right when this came out, This is like that Aquarius energy, and these cards together is definitely a great energy for wish fulfillment, wishes coming true, holding on to that faith. And I love that it's right here because these almost look similar, right? This is like that energy of like that guidance from you. This is that passion. This is that heart energy kind of coming through, and this is about you holding on to it. I love the fact that we have the string, because this almost, hold on, I'm gonna put this card down. We have other cards that flipped over as well too, but we'll look at that in a second, because I love the fact that there's like this string that's tied to this person up there, because this is almost giving me the energy here of that like invisible string theory, that red string theory, that all the things that are meant for you are always tied to you, and they're going to find you in any way, shape, or form, regardless of your circumstances and regardless of what things look like now. They are finding themselves to you, and this is exactly what I feel like is happening. This is a very fated energy. This is a very fated pile, and this is a pile of like wish fulfillment, you know, getting that and holding on to this, even if the journey is a little bit longer than you thought. Because with this perseverance card as well, and some of the other things we were talking about, yes, this may be something that is going to take a while, or something that you may need to hold out for, but that is only a sign as well that it's worthwhile. It's true what they say is easy come, easy go. If this is something that you will have to put an effort in, this is something that you will have discipline for, this is a journey for your own self-discovery, of your own self-love, because discipline is the highest, one of the highest forms of self-love. Because what you're saying to yourself is, I deserve this. You're like, I know that I deserve myself showing up, putting in the effort, putting in the work, and you will reap these rewards for doing so as well too. And I think that we have the Six of Cups coming for you as well, to release any past expectations. Like if things didn't work out in the past, that doesn't mean they're not going to work out. You know, there's a faith, a level of faith and a level of trust that you need to have for yourself and for the universe, to know that you learned what you needed to learn as well. It, like, you know, and those things suited you then, and now it's time to refocus on the future. Have some faith is what I'm hearing. So we have the Five of Swords and we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, so I feel like this is a long-term type of energy here too, when you're feeling defeated, or maybe this is how some of you are feeling right now, when you're feeling a little mentally defeated, or you feel like you don't know what to do, or you feel like there's just a lot of challenges and a lot of things. You know, just trust that inspiration will come to you, because it will. And this is something that I can vouch for as well too. Sometimes when I feel like I'm trying to figure something out, or I need to know what the next step is, the best thing that you can do is kind of let your mind rest, ask for guidance, ask for the inspiration, and just allow it to come. It is coming for you. If this is something you've been wanting or wishing for, you know, this new spark, this is coming for you. And also, sometimes when we get caught up in long-term things, we kind of forget why we're doing things. And so always try to come back to that space as much as possible here for you. Okay, so that was a lot more cards than I expected to come out, but I wanted to ask one more question. I wanted to ask, what are some positive aspects to be aware of as well? Since we kind of are like, what do you need to be aware of, all of these things, I want to see what are some positive aspects to also be aware of as well too. Kind of things that you have on your side, in your corner. What are some positive aspects that... Oh, we have the number 0, the Fool. And then we have the King of Swords. Ooh, I love that. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man, which is all about surrender. And this is all about when you feel, again, like that Five of Swords energy, when you feel a little too much, or you feel confused, or just like you're fighting too hard, there's always a certain perspective to gain. So sometimes when we take a step back and we can try to gain a perspective on something, and that is a prize in its own, because that is the gaining a perspective is what's going to help us maneuver around these things as well too. But also I feel like this is like you surrender, you know, to your circumstances. Things are going to be changing, things are going to be happening. You may not even at this point in time, may not even have to do much right now, because there's a lot of things working, especially with that new moon, guys. You know, if you've been called to kind of rest and recuperate and see, like, kind of sit with it, you know, this is something that you definitely are being divinely guided and called to do as well too, because that inspiration is definitely coming. But I love that we have the number 0 with the Fool for the positive aspects, because this is again that limitless potential. This is about you embarking on this journey, and you don't even know all the beautiful things that are going to come from this, and all of the guidance and all of the things that you're going to learn as well. Like, this is just a very exciting type of energy to come in for you. And this is basically saying that it's all gonna happen. Like, it's because I heard like that song Free Fall, and it's like, you can let it all go, you can let it all go, and just free fall. And I just love that. But this is like a new start, and I love that this is a positive aspect for you as well too, because the fact that this is a new start means that the past is not going to define you in this. This is the positive aspect, is that this is quite literally something different than what you're used to. This is change. This is new. This is innovative. This is not what your brain can kind of try to predict. So be careful of those thought patterns as well with that 6 of Cups, because sometimes our brains, you know, they're great for recognizing patterns. But if this is something new that you have not done before, have not experienced, don't let those old patterns or those old scenarios or those old outcomes define anything, because this is something that's quite literally brand spanking new for you. And I mean brand spanking new is something that you've never experienced, or this outcome is different. And the fact that we have the King of Swords means the positive aspect that you have on your side is your mind, your wisdom. You are sharp, you know what to do, and don't forget that. Sometimes we overwhelm ourselves, or sometimes we overthink, and the clarity is yours. Like, this is, ooh, we have an owl right here too, which is kind of perfect, because the positive thing that's on your side is your intuition. You have a strong inner compass, pile 1. You have a lot of wisdom here as well, a lot of wisdom. The King of Swords would not be coming out if you did not have your own wisdom and all of the tools necessary to see things for the truth of what it is, and to guide you as well. And like I said, you have a strong inner compass that is guiding you, as well as spiritual forces that are here guiding you as well. So you're good. You're gonna be okay. Okay, just remember that if anything happens, you're gonna be fine. You're going to come out actually better than you even realize. That's kind of that was kind of a theme here as well for you, that this is something better than you can even imagine, or better than what you were already thinking. And if you were thinking, you know, high on this, then hey, the sky's the limit here for you. All right, so on that note, let's get some... This whole reading has kind of been like advice as well too, so I don't know if I want to call this advice, but these are just really anything that you may need to hear, these little positive affirmations as well. So, and this is what we're going to end the reading on. So what are some positive affirmations that pile 1 needs to hear right now? My life works beautiful. Look at this. I told you, this positivity, this positive outlook, positivity is coming. It's going to work out for you. I love that. And that's crazy too, because I was going to make because when I was like, when I put the little emojis next to your piles, like I was like, what should I do for pile 1? And then I was like, this crystal. And I was like, this is the sun. This is like the sun in crystal form, an energy, you know, an energetic crystal form. And I love that we have this beautiful sun here, as well as the sun, again, can indicate clarity coming, as well as the sun card is positivity, but not only positivity, it's the highest possible outcome for you, for your highest good. I love that for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and read this. So we have, my life works beautifully. Everything in my life works now and forevermore. Yeah, pile 1, things are working out for you. And I know that maybe in this journey, we have to have trust. And one of the things that you're being called to is really to have this blind faith and to have this trust. But basically, if you knew that things were going to work out for you exactly how they're supposed to, if not better than you ever thought, that makes it a little bit easier in having faith as well too. And I think you're really being guided to have faith over fear, regardless of what it may look like now, or regardless of what any of the obstacles are. Just trust that everything in your life is working out for you. It's gonna work out. I can't stress that enough. It's gonna work out. So I am going to leave this reading here on that note, on that really positive note, you know. I'm going to leave this reading here. I want to say thank you to anyone who supports the channel, and I want to say thank you to my lovely people who like the video. That's such an easy way to just support this video or this channel in any ways. Just a quick little like, as well as to all my subscribers. I love you guys so much, and if you aren't subscribed and you did enjoy this reading and you would like to see me again, then go ahead and subscribe if that's something you feel like you want to do. Of course, I'm not here to force you to do anything, but I am grateful for all of you, and I am grateful for all of your comments and your stories and your support and everything that you guys do and say. It just all fills my heart so much. So I just wanted to say I'm grateful for you, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading. Bye! Hi Pile 2, and welcome to your reading if you chose the citrine double terminated wand here, or if you chose this card, welcome. These are your messages. So this is already a good sign that you chose the citrine within itself, because this is a stone for abundance. It's a stone for attracting abundance, as well as stepping into your personal power. And I feel like this is a stone for positivity as well too, kind of keeping some sort of positive outlook on this endeavor of yours, or whatever it is that you are trying to manifest here. It's definitely a great stone for manifestation. So if you are trying to manifest something into your life, this is definitely a good sign or a good omen. So now we're going to look at the card that you chose, and then we're going to look at these oracles as well to kind of interpret some predictions, as well as the guidance and advice, any of the messages to come up. Then we're going to be using the tarot to get an even deeper insight or additional information to anything you may need to know about this at this time. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So the card that you chose here, we have the waning gibbous moon. I feel like this is a time for you to tie up any loose ends. This is a time for you to complete any projects and to complete those things that maybe you've been putting off, maybe to push yourself a little bit more at this time as well too. But this is also a card for sharing what you have, sharing your knowledge with a certain specific community that I feel like is going to be very receiving to this when you feel it's ready. I feel like this is also about a little bit getting out of your comfort zone, kind of stepping up to the plate for yourself and doing what it is that you said that you were going to do. Whatever that is that you set out to do, this is about you proving that to yourself. And I think that this is tied into a lot with your personal power, like we were seeing here with this crystal. This is also a time that I feel like you did get some sort of clarity, or something was illuminated for you, and now you're taking that information and you're kind of rolling with it. Know that you have all that you need in order to succeed here, and know as well that things, even if things don't go as planned, they are working out for you in your favor, is what I'm hearing here with this card as well. And also that there is going to be different times and different phases. So when you feel the need to reflect, as well as to rest, make sure you're reflecting and you're resting. And when you feel like it is the time to present or to share, make sure you're sharing that as well too. But this card, like I said before, is definitely about sharing. It's about expressing yourself, and I think it's also about your own development and development in this. This is a good sign that it is developing, that you are moving forward, and it's all going to come together, and it's all coming together for you. So on that note, let's go ahead and look at some of the cards that we have here. Where do I want to start? I think I want to start with these ones. So the first card we have is Step Into Your Power with the first quarter moon in Aries. So this is definitely tied to your personal power. This is about you stepping up to the plate and doing what it is that you feel you're meant to be doing. I think this is about you as well as not listening to any naysayers. And even if that naysayer is you and your own mind, this is about you continuing on this path and realizing that your power lies within yourself, and that you have the power to create anything that you are wanting to create, whether that's an outcome, whether that's a financial business, whatever the case is here. This is a good omen as well to say that you have the power and the potential to do that. as well as I feel like this is something, again, that you have already been starting. And I think that's why I keep getting the message for some of you to finish what you start. We also have Aries here, which is a very, very much, this is a strong energy for going after it. It's a very strong energy of, which actually, now that I said that, I think we have another Aries. Wow. We literally have, I was like, that sounds eerily familiar. And I was like, oh wait, I think there's a message here. We have another Aries card for you, which this is a new moon in Aries, and it says go for it. This is about you creating, because this step into your power is also a card of you realizing your potential, realizing that you have what it takes to create the life that you want, to create that outcome that you want. This is a great, great omen for you taking that action. Aries is such an action-oriented sign. That action right now is very important. We even saw that with the sharing. The sharing here could just be you taking the next steps. And I feel like you have, with this waning gibbous moon, I feel like you have some very important or very beneficial information to other people as well too. For whatever that can mean to you, I feel like sharing what you know is going to help you tremendously and help other people around you tremendously. So if this is just sharing your insights, sharing your feelings, sharing your messages or what you think it should be with other people, this is a great time. And this is saying that you have a lot of knowledge and a lot of influence right now on this. And so to take that action, because it's leading you to exactly where you want to be. The fact that stepping into your powers here would not be here if this wasn't for you stepping into what it is that you wanted. Like, especially, I keep going back to this crystal that you chose. This is about you creating that life for you. This is that creating that outcome and knowing that it is possible and that you have what it takes. So the action here is very important. If there has been any blockages or anything that is stopping you from taking this action, this is again a sign and a prediction that those are going to be removed, that you are working through those. So do your best to not let anything or anyone stop you on this journey, because I feel very strongly, Pile 2, that you are a force to be reckoned with all of this Aries energy coming through in your reading. You are definitely a force to be reckoned with, and there's a lot of momentum here that I'm seeing that you're going to be stepping into. Things are going to be picking up for you quite fast. Things are going to be moving for you quite fast. And also, I am called to remind you that Aries can be a sign of like very intense, very fast, but also not wanting to kind of follow through in the long run. And so be prepared to follow through in the long run, because this is what you're meant to be doing, or this is, gonna create the outcome that you want here for yourself, as well as this is a very passionate type of energy. And I feel like this strength and the energy that I'm getting here with this pile and with this energy is unmatched and unwavering. So if you've been doubting yourself on your resilience and your strength, I just want to say that is going to be changing pretty soon. You have this ridiculous amount of drive that I think is either lying dormant within you or is coming out for some of you at this time, that you are being guided to really tap into that. Go with that. Don't think that you're doing too much. Don't think that, you need to cool it down for other people. No. Go with that. Flow with that. That is exactly what you're meant to be doing. And it's gonna skyrocket you, I feel, because I'm also feeling with this Aries, because it is fire, very fast moving energy coming towards you as well too. Once you get the ball rolling, you're going to create this amazing momentum. And I think that another guidance thing is just to remember to stick with it and keep going, and you'll be all right. But all of those ideas, all of those plans that you may have been having, it's time for you to share. It's time for you to step out of that comfort zone and step into your power and share those things for yourself and for other people. The new moon as well too is a moon of potential. And this, with this Aries, this going for it, this is definitely taking those steps, but also realizing that you're going to go as far as you allow yourself to go. So in this process, if this is about you releasing limiting beliefs as well, because the waning gibbous can be a moon phase again for release, even though it's more of a full moon, but it's like figuring out what it is that you need to release is kind of like an energy that I'm getting here with this too. But also this is like anything that's stopping you in your way is going to be removed. Any of these obstacles or these blockages that are stopping you, I feel like you're going to plow right through them eventually, and it's going to build and build and build. And Aries can also be a sign of an entrepreneurial type of energy as well too. So if that's something that resonates here, this is another sign that this is something beneficial and good for you as well too. So the next card we have is, oh, this came out in pile 1 as well too. So we have Hearth. This is again another fiery, passionate energy. Follow that inkling, follow that inner voice or that inner passion of what it is that you want to do, because it's there for a reason. This is also the number 32, which can be the number 5. So any obstacles and challenges you are going to be overcoming, but this number 5 is also the number of change. So know that you're here to create change, that change is going to happen for you, and things are going to, I feel like I keep hearing things may start escalating quickly, to not let fear get in the way, and like we kept saying before, to kind of roll with it here. But always come back to that place that you find. If you find yourself feeling defeated at times on this journey, or you find yourself feeling unworthy, or feeling like you can't do this, or feeling like there's just too much to do, or there's too much that has happened as well, just come back to that inner place, because this is your inner knowing. This is your heart. This is that fire. This is that passion guiding you as well too. So don't be afraid to listen to it. And for those of you that are listening to it, know that it's there for a divine purpose and for a divine reason, and you are being guided to follow that. Now, I also am getting reminded as well too that sometimes it can be overwhelming by all the steps that we have to take. Do your best to find balance in this, whether this is balancing your everyday life and trying to take action in this as well. You are going to find a specific balance. Obviously, don't burn yourself out, and just take each next step as like one step at a time, because every step that you take that's getting you closer and closer is exactly where you're meant to be going. And all of, that's kind of what the journey really is. It's really about the journey as well as progressing. It's all about just all those steps towards this is going to equal up. Eventually you're going to look back and you're going to see how far you've come. And for some of you, you may even look back now and seen how far you've come at this point in time too, because you're at that point where it's time for you to step out. It's time for you to share. It's time for you to do this. And with that being said, don't think of too much of like in this overwhelming big picture at times, although keep the big picture in mind. And that's where that balance kind of comes in. Sometimes it's, we got to, balance ourselves between the big picture or the result, and balance ourselves between just focusing on what next step to take, what next step to do, what it is that you need to be doing. You're definitely divinely guided. Your internal compass is saying, hey, let's go. The time is now. The time is now. Let's take some action. Let's get it going here. And this wouldn't be happening for you, obviously, if this wasn't something that is meant to be seen, meant to be shared, and meant to probably be very, very, very successful. Because I just feel like this Aries energy, like, is a very determined energy and it's like I said before, it's a force to be reckoned with. It's a powerhouse of energy that I'm feeling in my heart chakra as well too. And it's like, it's been there. I'm hearing that it's been there for you for a while. It's been there all along. Now it's time for you to make it happen. This is a very powerful manifestation energy that I feel that you're going to be in, or you're starting to be in. So let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. The first card that we have for you here is the Dead End Job. Wow. All right. We were kind of just talking about entrepreneurial type of energy as well too. So if you are in a job that you feel like you are unsatisfied with, and you have something that you're trying to create on the side. This is a great omen that is saying that this is going to get you out of that kind of stuck type of energy. And then for others of you, if you have been feeling stuck, or you have been feeling like it's not going where you want it to go, and you feel like you're just going in circles and going in circles and repeating the same thing and getting the same outcome, this is this is saying that this is not going to be like that forever. That change is coming, but I feel like you are the one that is going to be creating this change as well. Oh, and then the next card we have for you is the taco. Oh my gosh, the delicious, the glorious taco. We have moon cycles up here as well too. This card is a couple different messages for me as well too. This is saying that you have, because when you look at a taco, you think of all of these things working together, coming together so perfectly that it just creates something so delicious and so amazing. As well as when you think of a taco, you think of it being kind of messy. So this may get a little bit messy. Sometimes things fall apart, but not everything that falls apart is meant to destroy you, or is meant to break. That things can fall apart and get put back together again as well too. And it can be messy, and it can be a little bit unpredictable, and that's okay. But just know that you have everything that you need to create what it is that you want to create. Even if you don't feel like it, you do. You have all of these resources, you have the knowledge, you have the potential, you have everything that you need to make it, and to make it out of this dead-end job type of energy. So that kind of goes, if, like we were just talking about, if you feel like, you've been working at this job, but that you're meant for more, and you feel like a calling for more, this is it. This is that calling, and this is that prediction here saying, yes, you are going to be stepping out of that, and this is not going to, you're not going to be in the same cycle forever. Things are going to be changing, as well as, I feel like this is something that's also unique to you with this dead-end job. Not everyone may understand it, but it's not for everyone to understand. This is for you personally, and for you only, and for your benefit, and for your finances, and things like that. So keep that in mind if you're listening to other people's opinions, or if things are just, maybe you're thinking, well, no one else around me has done anything like this or been through anything like this. That's because you're meant to be the leader. Aries is the leader. And sometimes being the leader is the hardest, position to be, because you don't have anything to reference, and it can be uncomfortable. But this is a job for you, and that you are meant to be doing. And I think they're also meant to be shining in this as well too. But yeah, so if you have been feeling very stuck, or if you've been feeling lost, because with this cubicle, it can feel like a maze, or maybe your day to day, you're just so sick of it and you're trying to create something else. This is saying you're going to do it. You're going to do it, and things are going to work for you. And for some of you, if there was some sort of job loss, or maybe not job that could just be a specific message as well too, though. But for some of you, there was some sort of job loss. This is saying, again, that things fall apart. Sometimes the universe makes things fall apart, or makes us uncomfortable for things to come back together even better. Maybe, if you didn't get that job, or or whatever the case is, or if it's not working out, or you're just sick of it, it's because your inner calling is saying you deserve more. You deserve to have freedom. Oh, that's a great message too with all of this Aries energy. This is about freedom, your own personal freedom. And when we look at this dead-end job, this is like feeling trapped. This is like feeling like you're not going to get out and you're not going anywhere. But you are being guided to really, really take this to another level, and focus on what it is that you want, putting that effort and showing up for yourself, because you're going to create this beautiful freedom for yourself. And it's going to be something, I feel like this is something that you're going to be passionate about. This is something that you're going to enjoy. And honestly, realistically, sometimes we don't enjoy every step of the way, and things can suck at times, or, and all that stuff too, but it's still better than doing something that you're not meant to be doing. This is something, following your heart and being that individual and taking that path less traveled is not for the weak at all, but it's so worth it. This is going to be something that is so worth it in the end for you. And yeah, and I feel like Spirit wants to get you pumped. Like Spirit wants to get you excited about this, and be like I feel like I'm like seeing like a football team or something like before the big game, and they're like huddled up and they're like yelling and jumping and chanting. It's like your spirit team's like, come on, like this is gonna be so cool. But on that note, let's go ahead and get into some tarot. Let's ask some other questions. Uh-oh. There, saved it. As long as it doesn't fall all over the place. So what are some things about this situation that pile 2 should be aware of here, Spirit? What does pile 2 need to know or be aware of about this situation? Ooh. The Sun. This is the highest possible outcome, but I knew it. I was like, but we saw the Tower there as well too. So let's see what we got here. So we have the Tower, which is number 16. And you know what? This is about that things falling apart. That the things that are falling apart for you are going to come back and be put back together. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone. Sometimes we have to let things fall away, because the end result here for you is the Sun. This is the highest possible outcome. This is that freedom. This is that positive energy that we're talking about. This is that clarity coming through. All of these things that you've probably been wondering or wanting in this is about you receiving that. But it's kind of, first we have to go through this. You know, we have to go through that transformative, uncomfortable, sometimes situations where it feels like things are kind of falling apart. It feels like we don't know, you know, what's going to happen next. But this is all a part of your divine plan to reach you to your full potential, to where you need to go, where you're meant to be. We also have the Knight of Cups, and we have the 5 of Wands. Following your heart, regardless of any challenges and obstacles, you have what it takes. This is saying you definitely have what it takes. These obstacles are meant to stop you. These obstacles are meant to boost you. I love this imagery as well too. To keep fighting for yourself. Keep showing up for yourself. All of that fire energy. Look, we literally have this person climbing this wall, so climbing, overcoming this competition, as well as there's people climbing. I feel like this isn't, you know, usually the 5 of Wands is a very like competitive, it's like people fighting against each other, but these are other people trying to reach the same goal. And I feel like this is kind of represented as you, as being the leader and being the one that gets to grab that flame. You get to grab that hearth and show other people that it's possible, to show other people that you can do this, that this is something that is not only meant for you, but I feel like you're going to have a great influence on others. And I feel like you are this kind of leader, whether that starts with leading yourself in your own life, but it's like other people are going to be watching you or hearing your story or whatever the case is, and they're going to be like, okay, now it's my turn. Now I'm going to do it too, you know? Or I can, if they can do it, I can do it type of energy here. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is like through everything, still listening to your heart and following through. For some of you, this is also, let's see. Let's clarify too, because I was going to say there could be a significant relationship here that, oopsies, I dropped it, that has something to do with it. Oh, look at that. We have the Page of Wands, but we'll see. Okay, we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is about you letting go of anything that is holding you back, possibly anyone that is holding you back, continuing on, you know, and following your heart with this Knight of Cups, like following your heart, allowing things to let go, you know, allowing yourself to let go of things that maybe you were once holding on to, because this is like a completely new slate and a new outcome for you. And unfortunately, you know, there's certain people and places that can't come with us because they were never meant to, or because they were bringing us down and things like that. But they're definitely going to be healing a lot in this. This is going to be very healing for you. We also have the 4 of Swords. Oh, I love that. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 2 of Pentacles. And we have the 9 of Pentacles. This is the card of abundance. Again, this is the card for your own independence. This is an energy of you not relying on anyone else anymore, and you kind of cultivating your own garden, cultivating your own independence, and being that person now that you can rely on and trusting yourself. And I feel like there's almost an energy at the end of the tunnel. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I trusted myself. I'm so glad that I listened to myself, and I'm so glad I did what I know that I needed to do, because now I'm here. And I feel like, oh, Spirit said you're eating good over there too. That was like a message coming through. That's very telling as well. And also with the Four of Swords, I feel like this is about you resting your mind when it comes to these worries and when it comes to these fears, the best of your abilities. Always, also too, don't forget to give yourself rest and to not let yourself burn out. That things, you know, believe in divine timing, and things are going to happen when they're meant to happen. So know that even when you are resting, you know, it's still working out for you. You don't have to exert yourself to the point of where it's in detriment. There's a message here to let yourself rest and do things when you feel you need to do them. Because with the Two of Pentacles is here, like you're gonna be realizing, or you're going to put yourself first when you need to put yourself first. This is about things and your priorities changing. And with that being said, you know, you're going to do what you need to do. Of course, I feel like this is also a lesson too, to reprioritize yourself, do what you need to do. Feel like, you know, if you need to spend more time doing this and less time doing this, whatever's draining your energy because you need to focus on this, this is kind of that energy coming through saying that that's going to be happening, or that's something to be aware of and to focus on, is what you're spending your energy and time in, what's draining you, and what you could use your energy for to benefit you and develop you. I think this is a time for you to get really focused, to focus in and almost have this tunnel vision and zone in on the things that you're trying to create and the things that you're trying to manifest, because this Nine of Pentacles is saying that it's here. The garden is going to bear fruit, you know, but you do need to make sure that you are watering the garden. And the biggest garden you need to water is yourself as well too. Taking care of yourself is going to be the most important thing, because when you're your best self, you can create your best self. You can create your best life as well too. So getting your priorities straight and focusing on anyone or anything that may be draining you at this time, you may have to say like, hey, look, I gotta do what's best for me right now, and that's okay. And anyone that's meant to be in your life will definitely understand that for sure. And if they don't understand that, then obviously that's kind of telling for them to say the least, you know. But with this Eight of Cups in reverse, there's also another message here for you guys with this Eight of Cups in reverse, that something that you may have walked away from, whether I feel like it's in regards to this, it's going to be coming back around for you. You're going to be seeing it in a different light. It may or may not show up in a different form for each and every one of you, but also, you know, there's like this passion and this love that Spirit's saying to not let go of that. And I'm not even talking about a relationship. This is more or less like your own journey, like your own self. And with that being said, you know, you may have wanted to kind of, or maybe felt like this giving up, and this Eight of Cups is saying that, you know, you're gonna pull through. Give yourself that rest though when you need it. Like if it's affecting your mental health, then or if it's costing you your peace at times, take a step back. Let yourself rest, let yourself relax, let yourself see things clearly. That's when you will start to see things clearly, and you will start to get inspiration, and you will start to see where your priority and your time and your energy lies. But just know that it's going to work out. And then I love that we have that hearth, because when that card came out in pile one, I was kind of talking about that. I was like, it's kind of like that Page of Swords energy, if not Page of Swords, I'm so sorry. It's like the Page of Wands energy as well too, where it's like you're following that spark and going towards what fulfills you, what energizes you. This is a time for you to be very selfish. This is a time for you to really focus and zone in on what it is that you want, and it's all about you. Because like when you're your best self, you're going to be attracting so many different things. And one of those things could even be a relationship. I feel like with this Knight of Cups as well too, it's like, yeah, those are the right people for you, are going to come at the right times. And to not worry too much about that. But right now, I think Spirit wants you to be really selfish with your time and your priorities, because you got some goals to achieve. You got some manifestations to get, you know, and don't let anything stop you. And even if that's yourself, you know. So on that note, we're going to end the reading here for you with anything else you may need to hear. These are like these little positive affirmation cards. You know, usually I end the readings with advice or guidance, but I think this whole reading has been advice and guidance, so we'll just add on. Message for, speaking of guidance, we have the Divine Wisdom guides me. And then we have at the bottom, I let go of all expectations, which I'm actually kind of called to read that. So the first card we have for you is Divine Wisdom guides me. I am guided throughout this day in making the right choices. Divine intelligence continuously guides me in the realization of my goals. I am safe. This is so perfect for this reading because this is what we were talking about. This is something that is so divinely guided for you because the fact that you feel energetically pulled or you're just going in this direction anyways, and we have all of that fire, like inner guidance energy, means that this is, you literally are being led, like you are being guided. And so with that being said, you know, I feel like that can give us a little more faith and a little more trust to know that this is happening for a reason. It's also, I'm called to, because we did have the Two of Swords underneath this Page of Wands, you know, make choices from the heart as much as you possibly can. When it's time to step up and when it's time to make those choices, find that inspiration, that little excitement. This is just saying that excitement is going to lead you to exactly where you need to go. And sometimes if we can't feel that excitement, or there's too much other energies going on, or there's too much other things, that's when that Four of Swords comes into play. To take a step back and to rest and to trust that when you are going to be guided, it's going to come. That inspiration will come for you. And then we have the Three of Pentacles. I love that. You are going to be, I feel like you are going to be finding as well a like-minded community and people that will appreciate the things that you have to offer. If you don't feel like you have that right now, just know that that is coming, and to not worry too much about that. Like, I feel like this is about you, you know, getting your priorities straight, you getting into that perfect alignment with what it is that you want and that goals. And when the time comes, all of those other benefits and things are going to start to fall into place. So to kind of release some control with that as well too, or at least maybe some worries of the mind, to know that everything's going to fall into place for you exactly where it's supposed to fall. So actually that's perfect for on that note, because we have I let go of all of the expectations. I flow freely and lovingly with life. I love myself and I know that only good awaits me at every turn. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. I feel like this is perfect. I love that there's seashells in this card, because seashells obviously remind me of the ocean, and it's like that heart or your emotions kind of calling to you with that Knight of Cups as well too. And this person is listening. They're like, okay, what do you have to say? Like, where do you want me to go? Like, I will listen. And I think this is again about you listening to your heart, trusting yourself, and letting things, like it says, flow freely, releasing control, and knowing that you're guided. That means you're protected as well in this journey. Now, when I say you're protected, that doesn't mean that you're protected from suffering or you're protected from anything, because there are things, you know, that are lessons that we need to go through. But know that this is a divine and protected journey for you, that you're down the right path. You can let go of a lot of worries, or you can let go of maybe wondering if this is meant for you. This is definitely something that's meant for you, and to release control and release the expectations of the when, why, and how, and just playing your part, doing what it is that you can, which is taking care of yourself, taking that action, following that inspiration, and, you know, taking that, like we just said, taking that aligned action as well, not just action, but aligned action, you know, to your outcome. And kind of letting everything else happen the way it's meant to happen is something that is important here, that is going to help you a lot as well too. I'm also attracted to all this blue energy for you as well too. So your intuition is guiding you here. This is your third eye as well as communication could be something that's important with it too. So your third eye and your throat chakra could be coming through full force to speak that truth, to call it how you see it, because, and I'm also hearing as well too with that it's going to become a lot clearer. As the more you venture down, the clearer it's going to get. You're going to be seeing things unfold just the way that they're supposed to, and things are going to happen. All the things that I feel like you're worried about now not happening are going to happen. And so Spirit really just wants you to have faith and trust at this time. It'll help you get some peace of mind. Regardless, you're going down that path, whether you have faith or trust, you know, or not. Like, I mean, like, as long as you're taking the action, but it's for your own mental health, and it's for you to see, and I think to share as well too. There's a lot here for some reason about sharing. Sharing is caring. But yeah, on that note, guys, I think I'm gonna leave this reading here for you. I really hope it helped in any way, shape, or form. Thank you so much to all of you guys that support the channel. Thank you so much to anyone who likes the video. That's such a simple way to support and show your support and help me out, is just to give a little simple like. And also thank you to anyone who subscribes. If you are not subscribed and you enjoyed this reading and you would like to see more of me, go ahead and subscribe now. But that's only if that's something that you want to do. If not, then maybe we will cross paths again in the future. Who knows? But yeah, thank you, and I'm so grateful for you guys, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the green adventuring 4-leaf clover, or if you just chose this card for whatever reason, then welcome to your reading. So first things first, let's talk about the stone that you chose. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind when you think of a 4-leaf clover is luck. And with green adventuring, that is a stone of luck. It's also a stone of optimism. So I think that things are going to be working out in your favor. And I'm also hearing that it wasn't luck, it was destined. It's a specific quote from, I believe it's a Big Sean song, but he says, yeah, this wasn't luck, it was destined. So this is something that you're creating, as well as when you think of this 4-leaf clover, I think of it as also being a plant and sprouting and growing as well. So this could be a time of significant growth and progress for you. So let's go ahead and get into the card. First, we're going to look at the card that you chose. Then we're going to look at these pre-pulled oracles to get any more predictions and advice. Then we're going to be using the tarot deck to get even more, I guess. I guess you would just say we're going to get it to more specific. We're going to ask questions. We're going to see anything that you may need to know as well with the tarot at that time. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? So the card that you picked is the first quarter moon, which that is very telling to the message that we were kind of just talking about, because this first quarter moon represents growth. It represents a time in your life where you've planted seeds and you're finally starting to see them sprout. You're starting to see things coming together, and things are starting to take hold, I feel like, in the physical for you. Now, I love that it is right on the halfway mark. So this is saying that you are not done, that there is so much more to come here for you, and that there's, like we were talking about, there's a lot of growth and development that I feel like is going to happen within this specific career or this specific situation for you, as well as within yourself. It's like the more that you dig deep and the more that you grow, this grows with you. And I think that there's so much more to come, because it's like you're not even, or maybe like it feels like you're not even like halfway there. And I don't even mean to say that in a way that sounds like, oh, I'm not even halfway there, like how much longer? Because there's not really, I feel like for you, a there, like a destination fully. It's like you have no idea what's to come. There's so much more to come as well too. So that's an amazing start for you. All right, let's start here with your oracles. Let's see what you got. So the first card we have here is the Lovers, which in this deck, the Lovers is the number 3, which is the number of the Empress, which is again the number of creation. This is the number of abundance. This is the number of like your own development, which I feel like is really beautiful, as well as really telling to the messages. But I love the fact that it's the Lovers coming out, because when I think of the Lovers as well, I think of devotion. Whatever this is, like you are, and I'm hearing hopelessly devoted by that song in Greece. You are devoted. You are in this to win this. I feel like there's almost an emphasis on the skeletons of like, you're like, you will pry this out of my cold dead hands. Like, I will not stop until I reach this. And that is the exact type of attitude that's either going to be coming to you, or that if you have that, that's exactly what you need. Like, this is also, when I think of the Lovers too, I think of an alignment. Sometimes the Lovers card comes when we're in alignment, perfect alignment with our destiny, with what the path that we're meant to be going down, or the, you know, the path that leads us to where we want to be. So I feel like this is all very positive, and, you know, things coming to you, or at least this is clarification and validation that the way that you've been feeling and the things that you've been seeing and showing they're starting to come true. Like, they're starting to develop for you, and to stay on the path and to stay devoted, as well as this is also about duality, since the Lovers can also be this. I'm actually reminded, I actually didn't even think about that, but I was reminded here with the sun and the moon about duality. So, you know, it's all about polarity. We also have a sign of duality here, because there is it's right between the halfway of the light and the dark. And so what you've been doing in the dark is definitely going to come to light, as in like the work and the efforts, as well as I feel like there's almost like this inner and outer, like how we were talking about before. The more you work on your inner, like maybe shadow work as well, the more things start to show and grow for you here. And also, like, if you were coming from a very dark time, or you felt like it was, you know, you felt like it was like not working, or you felt like it was just, I guess, just like an overall like kind of dark energy, I guess. It's like the dark ominous energy that I'm kind of like picking up on for some of you. Just know that the duality means that they're both of those things are going to be happening. So the light is going to be coming as well too. And there's a perfect balance here for you. But overall, this is a great, we have the number 3 like we were talking about, and then the Lovers. This is about you being devoted to this path. And it actually playing out and working out for you the way that you dreamed it would, or maybe even better, you know. But I love the fact that we were talking about alignment too, which means that you're headed down the right path and where you need to be, or where you're going, I guess you would say. Okay, let's look at some different cards now. So the next card we have, I love that. The next card we have is the last quarter moon, and be proud of yourself. And then we'll see what this one is too. And then we have the new moon in Scorpio, which is go deeper. Yes, I love that. I feel like this is spirit definitely, and your higher self saying you should be so proud of how far you've come. And I feel like if you were to look back at maybe where you started, or look back at yourself years ago, you would have had no idea like you would come this far. So when you think of it in that kind of perspective, and you take that mindset to also the future, like your future self looking back on yourself now, that's already so looking back on your other self saying, oh my gosh, you got so far. Imagine how much farther you can take it, especially with this go deeper. Now, again, this can also signify the shadow work as well too. Like, again, that duality of like, the more you go deeper, you dig deeper into yourself, into like pushing through, because we have a significant energy here of growth. So pushing yourself further out of your comfort zone, facing those fears, facing those things, because a lot of the time when the first quarter moon, you know, we're seeing the things start to take root. Sometimes doubts and fears can take root as well too. So you're being asked to dig deep into those. You know, you don't need to shun them away. You need to look and see where they're coming from. Why are they there? What are their messengers? What are they trying to tell you? Because what they're not going to do is stop you. That's for sure. Because we have the Lovers here. They're not going to stop you. But they're trying to tell you something. They're trying to tell you what it is you need to let go of, or maybe what it is that you need to release in order to either further on. Because I feel like the more this pile goes inward as well, the more you kind of delve into those deep dark aspects, those wounds or those triggers or whatever it is, that darkness into yourself, the more you literally propel yourself forward into the light as well, and you just keep advancing and advancing and advancing. So first things first, be proud of yourself. You definitely have come so far. But also, I feel like with this new moon as well, it being a new moon here, this is still saying that you have not even reached your full potential yet. Like, you have so much untapped potential that you are going to be reaching, and this is all going to come back to you in the form of success, or in the form of abundance as well too. And I think, you know, as well with this go deeper, it's like, keep going. Like, you have no idea, like, how far you can take this, how far you can reach. I just heard Michael Scott when he's like, from The Office, when he's like, you have no idea how high I can fly. But obviously, on a serious note, it's true. Like, that's coming through because it's like there's still so much untapped potential. I feel like for a lot of you too, the untapped potential can be in your shadow. And that's like the beauty of shadow work. It's like a lot of the things that we shun from ourselves or the things that we're afraid of in ourselves. And I'm hearing for some of you that could be rejection, as well as just, I'll just leave it as well as just certain wounds, because I think they're all for you to figure out as well. But there's the shadow, and the darkness is quite literally potential. It's not meant to be feared, and it's not meant to be shunned. It's meant to help you. And once you find that loving balance and that loving flow of that, you're going to be like unstoppable. It's ridiculous here, to say the least. But let's go ahead and see what other cards we have. Ooh, we have Seers? I can never remember how to say that. You know, I say it two different ways, because you know when like you've been saying something wrong your entire life and someone corrects you and they're like, that's not how it's said, and then so you can't help but now you're stuck on saying it wrong. That's me right now with this. But anyways, the message is nurture. And with that being said, this is the number 29, which is the number 11. It's the master number 11. But this is about you nurturing this right now as well, too. I feel like this is about you continuing to grow with this. This is continuing to water this garden. It's continuing to make sure that it's being taken care of, because, you know, when we use the analogy of a garden as well, too, sometimes if we neglect it or we neglect certain parts, you can get weeds, or you can get mites, or you know, an infestation of some sort. So to really nurture all aspects of this and all aspects of yourself as well too. And I love that it's nurture, because when I think of nurture, I also think of the Empress. So you're really being asked to tap into your divine feminine energy here. For some of you, you already are in your divine feminine energy, and that is an energy of as well as of attraction. And also, the number 11 is a master number, so it's usually not reduced in numerology, but you can still reduce it, and it would be the number 2, which is the number of the High Priestess. So I feel like nurturing your mind and all aspects of your mind and allowing your intuition and your creativity to flow fully is something that is definitely coming to you, and is something that's definitely you're being asked to immerse yourself in, I guess you would say. And again, you know, the High Priestess and the Empress is full on divine feminine energy, and it's honestly, it's bad bee energy, to say the least. Regardless of your gender, just know that if that's coming from me, it's a compliment. Okay, so we have one more card here, and then we're going to get into the tarot. So we have midheaven here. So this is the number 36, which is the number 9, which is also the number of the Hermit, which is about your own path, your own personal destiny. And I love that it's pinnacle, because when you think of the pinnacle, you think of the midheaven is the highest point in your chart, and it's also your highest potential at times. People can look at it like that. Now, I feel like this is also a card of guidance. This is a card first of all to look into your midheaven. If you don't already, there could be some information in there with your birth chart as well. But also this is about you really taking care of, for whatever reason, your public persona. So your networking, this is about you almost, and I'm hearing this is about you stepping into that persona and embodying it fully. Like that person that you see yourself being, or that person that is so successful, that has everything that you want, that version of yourself. This is about you embodying that fully and being that. Like, what would they do? What decisions would they make? How would they act? How would they respond? What are their priorities? All of these types of things are really coming through to say, embody it, because you're becoming it for sure. But this is about, again, you reaching your full potential. And this is like almost a very destiny card as well too. who you're destined to be, what you're destined to do. This is it. You found it. For most of you, you have found it. Now, if you're watching this and you still feel called, sometimes in readings as well too, if you feel called but maybe you don't have that specific thing, this is almost this could also be your future self coming through to say like you're going to find it, you're going to reach that path as well too. But for most of you, yeah, and this is your own individual path that's been led by your inner self, because we had the High Priestess, we had the Hermit, and we also have the Empress coming through. This is an amazing time of celebrations, and this is an amazing time of accomplishments that you have coming to you, as well as this is also a sign to not let anything stop you along the way, whether that's any obstacles. I feel like I don't even really have to tell you that, to be honest, because of how much I feel this is destined for you, and how strongly I feel like you are going to be devoted to this path. And it ties in with your path of self-discovery and your own path of growth too. So it makes perfect sense on why the destiny energy keeps coming through, because if this is for your own personal development and your own personal growth, but also for your development in your career or your finances as well too, of course, Spirit's going to be like, yeah, 2 birds with 1 stone. Of course, we're going to do that for you. But I love this. This is like where you're meant to be, and I love that it's a beautiful castle as well too. This is like almost like you sitting pretty and having everything that you want. And I feel like there's also a message of immense gratitude. We can see that here with the be proud of yourself. I feel like you should be proud of yourself now, regardless of whether you think you should or not, but also you're going to be so proud of yourself for how far you take it and how far you go. This is the path of devotion for you that is going to lead you to such amazing outlets and such an amazing. This is not even just, it's not even just about the destination for you, Pile 3. This is an amazing adventure that you are going on of self-discovery and discovery in the physical world as well too. So I think that like one of the main guidance and messages again is to not let that, when you find yourself that doubt creeping in, or when you find yourself those worries creeping in, remember this. I guess I was going to say, remember, why you do this or why you felt that way. And also, if you have to, remember this reading. That's what these readings are here for too. Remember this reading if that's what you need to do as well too. But I feel like this is like, you don't have to worry too much about those things. I feel like that maybe only in regards for your mental health as well. Like sometimes you're going to do the path anyways, and you don't need to like, constantly nag yourself with this doubt and this anxiety. Try to calm your mind regardless. Like, I don't think it's going to stop you. It's kind of just like, don't let it bother you. Don't let it stress you out, I guess, or don't let it get to you. All right. So what are some things that Pile 3 may need to be aware of in regards to this, please? Oops. Ooh, we have the Hierophant. Oh my gosh. Talk about dedication, talk about devotion, talk about higher learning. There's so many spiritual lessons that you're going to be overcoming, that you're going to be going through. And I think this is definitely a path to enlightenment for you and elevation because of these stairs at the top. But also the Hierophant is about commitment too. You are going to be committed to this path, and you're going to be staying committed to this path. And we were kind of talking about that with the Lovers. But I feel like, and also for some of you too, if you're like, oh, I don't want to, or, or whatever, like, but maybe you find yourself coming back to it and coming back to it and coming back to it. That's a sign as well too, to pay attention to that. But for the most part, I feel like this is spiritually guided for sure. And with the Hierophant as well too, this is also about you having this inner wisdom for sure. And you could be a guide to other people in other ways because of this, or not even just because of this. Maybe you just naturally are as well too. Like, people could come to you for advice and for guidance on this. And I think that you developing this and learning from your own mistakes and learning from, your trials and errors and things like that, you're going to help benefit other people that may need your own wisdom and your own guidance here within this too. Because I feel like eventually, or maybe right now you could be too, even though I do feel like this is a process of something, but I feel like, you may be guided to eventually be in that throne, or that Hierophant seat, I guess you would say, the Hierophant throne. And rightfully so. And just know that the Hierophant throne is something that is definitely earned. It's not something that's given. It's earned. And you are in the process of earning it. And people are going to come to you probably for guidance, or even if they don't specifically come to you, like you're going to be maybe even consciously or unconsciously giving people guidance as well too, because you followed your own path and your own inner guidance. And of course everyone's different as well too. That's why what works for someone might not work for someone else. But I feel like you have a lot of inner wisdom and a lot of keys within yourself to help. Okay. But yeah, the main message with that too is that this is committed. Stay committed. You got this. Okay, what are some other things? We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. It's time for you to prioritize what it is that you feel is most important to you at this time. The Two of Pentacles is about change. The Two of Pentacles in reverse may mean, I kind of want to get a clarifier on this, but it may mean as well too that, you know, it's time for you to focus on what it is that you know you should be focusing on. And also, don't overwhelm yourself with too much at one time as well too. Things are going to be coming and unfolding for you when they're meant to be. Don't try to take on too much at once, and try to balance your life and balance these things to the best of your abilities. But for the most part, I feel like with this Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's time to make yourself a priority, and it's time to make this a priority. Obviously that's something that you may be doing, but I feel like there's a need to get rid of certain distractions and certain things holding you back. When it feels like too much at sometimes too, when it feels like it's too much to handle, come back to that center, come back to your true self, and realize that you have everything that you need to handle any type of situation, and anything that life throws at you, you will be able to overcome, and you will be able to handle. Sometimes life feels like it's too much, or there's too much to accomplish. When that happens, just take things one step at a time as well too, and know that change is coming. I'm also hearing with this Two of Pentacles in reverse that sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. So sometimes when it comes to certain change here, you may be blocking yourself. So figure out what is blocking you from elevation, or from pursuing further down the line, I guess you would say, is what I'm trying to say. Just taking that next step and do it, and take that next step. You can handle it. You got this. Ooh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is what you want to see in a definite career reading. Well, I guess most Pentacle cards are what you want to see, but the Ace of Pentacles is that gift from the universe. It's an opportunity. Sometimes it's even money, like finances or help. A lot of time it can be a helping hand as well too. Okay, so the bottom of the card we have Death. Underneath that we have the Devil. Okay. Ooh, we also have the Page of Wands, and we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. Sometimes our minds can play tricks on us at the same time. I feel like there's this energy and this guidance here to not believe every thought that you have. You have an inner compass and an inner guidance that I feel like is coming more heart-centered, and it's coming from a place of excitement. It's coming from a place of, ooh, let's do this. Ooh, I want to do that. Oh my gosh, that outcome is something that I've always wanted. Maybe this is something that your inner child has always wanted as well too. Like you're almost reverting back to like something that you wanted for some of you when you were young as well too. Listen to that. Don't listen to all your thoughts and your doubts and everything like that. Yes, our minds like to create patterns, and they like to say, well, this is going to be the next step, or this, or sometimes our minds like to say, well, this makes logical sense of why it's not going to work out. And trust me, like I said, our minds can lie to us, but they can be so dang deceiving at the same time. Like they can come with certain receipts of the past, and our minds can play this trick on us of like where we can't help but to believe it. Believe how you feel over believing, and I'm not talking about the fear, but over believing your thoughts and your fears. You know, this is more or less of like freedom from that. Free yourself from your own binds of your own mind, and follow that heart, follow that passion, that playful energy, because that is in turn our internal guide. When people are like, well, how do I follow my heart? How do I follow this path? What excites you? What lights you up? What is it that you want to do that makes you feel the best, you know, about yourself or about this? And with that being said, don't overthink it with this Eight of Swords. Don't try to make sense of it. Don't try to assume the outcome. Don't overthink it, because you're going to end up feeling all tied up, and you're going to be, you know, thinking, and maybe even talk yourself out of it. For some of you, you may be prone to gaslighting your own self out of your own great ideas and out of your own inner compass and your inner guidance. And the reason why I'm giggling is because that's something that I used to do all the time. So I'm like giggling because I'm like, I get it. I relate. But it's not true. And all you're doing, it's not that it's going to stop you. All you're doing is just prolonging your process. You know, it's like, the more you hold back, the more it's just going to take longer. So you might as well just do it. But yeah, I love that we have the Death. This is about transformation, and I feel like this is about a new beginning. Oh, look at it, guys. We have the Sun, which the Sun comes up when the Sun comes up. I've talked about it before. It is my yes card, but when it comes up in like outcomes and it comes up in situations, this is like the highest possible outcome card. You know, so I love that that's coming for you, because it's coming as like almost a freedom energy from these restrictions. If you felt very restricted or you felt very succumbed to your circumstances, this is something that's going to be ending, and that's going to be changing soon. Things are going to be getting better for you. It's almost like after this dark energy comes this beautiful light, this beautiful Sun, as well as this is transformative energy. Like, you have the potential and the power to transform anything that you feel it's either holding you captive, maybe making you feel like a prisoner in your own life, in your own reality. You know, you're gonna feel free. Even this imagery is like the way she's like dancing. This is such a freedom type of energy, a warmth energy. And know that those seeds that you planted, they are sprouting, they are growing. I feel like for a lot of you, you can see that as well, and just to keep going. I love that these are all telling a story, because I'm like, hold on to your, you know, hold on to your resources, hold on to the things that are important to you. Security is coming. Protect that, protect those resources. Don't let it get tainted by whether that's outer sources or your own mind as well, but just go for it. I love that this is a surfer as well too. She's set out and she's gonna go and she's gonna hit those waves. The waves could be big and scary, but she knows that she's gonna ride them anyways. And that's part of the fun of surfing as well too. It's like that adrenaline here. So I think your spirit team is telling you to have more fun with it as well too. Kind of lighten up, loosen up a little bit. On that note, I want to get one more card for you, and I want to see what are some positive things to expect. Ooh, the Six of Swords and the Nine of Wands. Ooh, the Knight of Cups at the bottom as well too. Some positive things to expect is that you're headed into calmer waters. Things are going to be a lot smoother for you. You're in the right direction, and that with the Nine of Wands, your resilience is paying off. Positive things that are going to happen for you is, first of all, like the fact that you're holding true to this is leading you to exactly where you want to be and exactly where you want to go. So don't give up. With this Nine of Wands, I'm thinking of that quote from the other deck. I feel like it's, I can't remember what deck it is, but it's like, I'm as strong for as long as I need to be strong for. And that's like the card for the Nine of Wands. Definitely the case here. And just know that you are creating something amazing and you're headed down the right direction, because we were talking about alignment. The fact that the Six of Swords is coming out to say is that you're leaving the struggles, you're leaving the conflict as well, and it's going to start getting easier and it's going to start getting smoother for you the more you progress, the more you grow. Sometimes growth is uncomfortable, but it's not going to stay like that forever. I feel like this is such a journey for you, Pile 3, that it's like you're almost going to be, it's like you advance and you get to a point, and then it's like you're cool for a little bit, and then you advance more and more and more. And that's why we had that energy of that new moon of like the potential and that go deeper of like, you have no idea how far this can actually go. It's up to you though. The more you push yourself, the better it's going to get and the easier it's going to get. And that's something that I feel like is definite a blessing here. So let's go ahead and go to the end of the reading. I was saying in the other piles too, I was like, I usually call this part the advice or the guidance, but this whole reading is like advice and guidance, really. So we'll just call this your ending messages. I feel like I want to get one more for you. Okay. Ooh, I love this at the bottom. It's I deserve the best and I accept the best. Nothing but the best for my beautiful pile threes. Am I right? Okay, so the first card we have for you here is I am at peace. Ooh, this is a great affirmation as well too, especially when you feel yourself in that uncomfortable growth energy, or you feel yourself in that uncertainty, to remind yourself to come back to that peace. It's this beautiful green energy of the heart chakra as well too, because that's where your peace lies. So know that that is always available to you whenever you need it. So, you know, maybe meditation, or putting your hand on your heart and just taking deep breaths and just saying to yourself, I am safe, I am at peace, I am safe, I am at peace. I promise you, you eventually will start to feel better. But let's see, divine peace and harmony surrounds me and dwells in me. Oh, we were just talking about that, it's in you. I feel tolerance, compassion, and love for all people, myself included. I love that. I love that this is like the divine peace and harmony. This is where you're being led. This is where you're going with this Six of Swords, this calm, cooler waters. It's not going to be this tough forever. You know, of course, challenges may arise, but I'm telling you, it's going to get easier for you, for sure. So I love that. The next card we have is I am worth loving. I do not have to earn love. I am lovable because I exist. Others reflect the love I have for myself. Yes, you deserve, and I love that with this here, is that I deserve the best and I accept the best now. I am mentally and emotionally equipped to enjoy a prosperous and loving life. It is my birthright to deserve all good. I claim my good. You are so worthy of so many beautiful things, not only because of, like it says, not only because of the work you put in and yourself and everything like that. Some of the, you know, some of the things about self-development and about self-love is we kind of tend to go around in circles. We're like, oh, I need to fix this about myself. I need to fix this about myself. But let me tell you, the whole point of this journey is to come back to your true self and to come back to remembering that you were always lovable and there was never anything wrong with you in the first place. You always deserved that love. You always had that love in you, and you were always deserving of it. Even with these great things, you're always deserving of those things. And with that being said, it's now time for you to get them. You've been working on this. You've been removing any blockages or any beliefs that say otherwise. And now it's time for you to receive these good things and to create these good things. And I'm really excited for you. And I just know that for some of you, it's been a really long time coming. And just know when you get these good things, you deserve them. When good things start happening to you, you deserve this. So welcome it with opening arms. We also have that Empress energy, being open to receiving the love. It's not even about just attracting the love. You have to be open to receiving it because you know that you are worthy and you know that you deserve it because you are. So I'm really excited for you. And I think that's such a beautiful note to end this reading on, actually, for you. So with that being said, I am going to, like I just said, let you go. Thank you for anyone who supports the channel in any way. Thank you so much for the people that just like the video. That's such a simple way to just show support. It's just by just liking a video or liking the videos. As well as I want to say thank you to all who comment and share your stories and share your support and all of those lovely things. I love reading them, and I just I'm so grateful for every single one of you, and thank you to all who have subscribed or who all will subscribe. If you enjoyed this reading and you're not subscribed and you would like to see more readings, go ahead and subscribe if that's something you feel like doing, just so you don't miss another one. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye!